I'm Shannon.
And I'm Lisa.
And KK's here too. And you're listening to Blacktivities,
A celebration of all things Black.
Black culture, Black history,
Black perspectives, and Black panache.
Celebrating our Blackness doesn't mean exclusion.
Everybody's invited, but you gotta come in and have a seat.
So let the Blacktivities begin. All right, what's going on, everybody? My name is Shannon. Miss KK is a little under the weather today, but we have the lovely Miss Mona Lisa, the poet, and we have a guest who we will introduce later. Today we're talking about Black maternal health. Serena has talked about how she could have died having her kids. Beyonce has talked about her birthing experience. Lisa, I don't know much about your birthing experience, but I kind of had a little scare when I had my second baby. I thought it was going to be an easier birth than my first one because I already went into it 3 centimeters dilated and my water broke and I wasn't having contractions or anything. And so when I started to feel them, I was like, hey, I think I need that epidural this time. But I got the epidural and then my blood pressure dropped. And so all of a sudden, there's like all these nurses in there and they're hooking me up to stuff and sticking me with stuff. And my mom was in there at the time. And later I found out my husband was like asking, what's going on because it was taking a long time for the epidural and they hadn't come out and got him for the birth and everything. And he just decided at a certain point that he was going to come in there because they hadn't come and got him. And by the time they had got my blood pressure up and everything, I started feeling pressure. And I was like, okay, I think it's time to push. Like I feel pressured. But I felt everything. I had no intention of having a natural birth. I am the give me all the drugs person, but I felt everything.
Go. Team crackhead, let's go.
Yes. So I pretty much ended up having a natural birth because of that whole ordeal with my blood pressure and the epidural.
For me though, based on what you just shared, for me, when I had my first daughter, as the old heads would say, I guess I was fast because Shannon, I'm going to just tell you, even though we've been knowing each other this long, I found out a week before I was starting college and I was supposed to leave that I was pregnant. So I was young, 18, and I'm sitting here because I didn't know no better. I'm having to go off of my mom and other people and experiences. I didn't know what to expect. So when it got time for me to have my first kid, okay, I'm like, yeah, give me the drugs. Give me an epidural because that's what it is. But they gave it to me too early. So when it was time for me to have her, that stuff had wore off. And baby, you might as well say she was al natural, okay? The way that happened and the pain that I felt. And when me telling them, hey, this is what I'm going through. And because they knew I had already had the epidural, they didn't take it serious. They're just like, oh, you'll be all right. So to my listeners, and y'all know me, Mona Lisa, I'm very graphic, okay? Let me tell you something. KK, she gonna give you the facts. Shannon gonna give you the facts. But me, baby, I'm gonna be extra. The way my coochie hole opened up that evening, it was a lot, okay?
It feels exactly like what is happening. Like something too big is trying to go through there.
Right.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Right. So with me, I can just say with me, at that time, I didn't know about African-American women and one, mental health, but then also just health in general with doctors and all of that. I wasn't aware of that. I didn't have anyone talking to me about that. Unfortunately, my mom and them didn't give me that extra information to pay attention to, and they didn't know. They did not know. So it was a lot. And that's why we are coming together now to spread awareness on certain things like that and make sure you understand resources that's available. So that's very important right now. So let's focus on this situation.
All right, before we get into all that, let's get to the big facts.
Yes.
Y'all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so in the 1840s, a white physician named J. Marion Sims was working in Montgomery, Alabama, and he is actually credited to this day as the father of modern gynecology. He developed surgical techniques that changed women's health care worldwide. But here's what the textbooks left out. Those techniques were developed by performing experimental surgeries on enslaved Black women. There are women that we can name: Anarcha, Betsy, Lucy. These are women that could not legally refuse what was happening to them. And Sims operated on Anarcha at least 30 times without anesthesia. The prevailing belief in the medical establishment at that time was that Black people did not experience pain the same way that white people did. And that belief was not science-based. It was racism dressed up as medicine. And it justified centuries of harm. Fast forward to 2016, a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that half of white medical students and residents still held at least one false belief about biological differences between Black and white people, including beliefs about pain tolerance. And those false beliefs directly affected how they treated their patients. Physicians in separate research underestimated the pain of Black patients at a significantly higher rate than they did for non-Black patients. And that history has a name now. So in 1992, public health researcher Dr. Arlene Geronimus introduced what she called the weathering hypothesis. And she said that Black women's bodies age faster biologically than white women's bodies, not because of genetics, but because of the cumulative physical toll of living in a race-conscious society. So the chronic stress of racism, discrimination, being dismissed, disbelieved, and dehumanized, it actually changes the body at a cellular level. It raises blood pressure. It shortens telomeres, and it accelerates aging. Dr. Geronimus described it as a rock being worn down by constant exposure to the elements. So when we talk about Black maternal health today, and we're going to talk about it, we're not talking about a new problem. We're talking about a crisis that was built brick by brick over centuries. The names have changed, the tools have changed, but the pattern's the same. Black women's bodies have been treated as less than, and Black women's pain has been dismissed. Some statistics for you. Black women are 2 to 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women, regardless of income or education level. Also, more than 80% of pregnancy-related deaths in the U.S. are considered preventable. Studies show doula support can reduce C-section rates by up to 39%. Research also shows that when Black newborns are treated by Black physicians, their mortality rates are lower, pointing to the documented impact of provider bias. And that's big facts.
That's wild.
Big facts. Stamped it.
That's wild.
So,
wild.
Lisa, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guests?
Yes. So, guys, I just want to say I am happy to have her name's Tanessa, but I call her Nessa, just to have her a part of this podcast and to come shed light on her specialties and things that she specializes in for as being a full licensed doula. And then on top of that, just to give a little backlight, when I first met her, I met her on the poetry scene. Yeah, we have our regular jobs and things that we do, but she is also very talented when it comes to spoken word and things of that nature. And I was very, very honored. Was that 1 or 2? That was 2 years ago when you did that one event. The
2023.
Yes,
It's been 3
yes,
years ago now.
3 years ago. There was one event to where it just blew my mind on top of, what she bought and her bringing me in as a poet. So yes, guys, go ahead. No, let me do this. You go ahead and you let them know. You tell them who you are, baby.
Who I am, who I be. So
Yes.
like she said, my name is Tanessa. I do go by Tenacious for the poetry scene and some of my friends. However, I am a full spectrum doula. I do want to give a shout out to my doula mother, Janisa. She actually is part of doula. Well, she is doula of the divine. That is who I gained most of my education from through her, as well as Mama Glow. So I am a certified doula through the state of Georgia, actually. So, yes, that is what I do. I support women in all facets of your pregnancy. So, whether you are looking to get pregnant, whether you are pregnant, and even through postpartum, that's what a full spectrum doula does. I own Harmonia Sanctuary and Services. So if you want to follow me, you can go to follow me on Instagram or Facebook. That is where you can find me. Along with other things that I do, of course, Mona Lisa did mention, I do poetry. I am a yoga instructor. I am an esthetician, and I own my own holistic skincare brand called Tavern of Beauty, where I also make different salves and herbs and tinctures and things to assist with not just birth, but holistic healing in and of itself, which is very important and probably we'll touch on later today when it comes to not just Black maternal health, but Black health as it is when it comes to taking it to our roots and what our ancestors did. That is where we must start, as the foundation is going to be with the earth, the herbs, where we come from, and that is what we do. And I am a strong advocate for healing yourself first. Western medicine is beneficial, yes, but you need a holistic view. It takes your spirit, it takes the herbs, and it also takes Western medicine in unison to be able to really get a full health outlook and bring ourselves from where we are now to a better place.
Yeah, girl, I'm 40. I'm finna go have a whole nother baby. You heard me. Shannon said, no, I'm good. That intro just made me like, okay, let me, after recording, I'm finna go see where Bay at. Let me see what he doing. He out there doing yard work. Let me go check on him. Let me go check on him.
There
Get
are
the
plenty
old
of
IUD
women who
removed.
have births, after 40. They try to say we don't work, but we do. Our bodies work.
Yeah. Put that coochie to work. Shannon gonna get me. I'm sorry, y'all. This episode, she finna put me on
trying
punishment.
to cut up today, girl.
I'm sorry. I'll chill out. Fine.
I'm trying not to, but baby. You two might get a show today.
When y'all hear that Black women with college degrees are still dying at higher rates than white women without a high school diploma, what does that bring up for you?
For me, especially the woman recently that just had her baby, college degree, and seeing that she had the actual, like, wasn't she a doula herself? I can't think of her name.
She was a midwife.
A midwife. The fact that right there I feel like within itself that speaks volumes, okay, on
You're talking
exact
about the
what
lady
was
in
her name?
Georgia who they made
Mhm.
Mhm.
them keep her alive even though she wasn't really alive just so the baby wouldn't die?
If I'm
Is
not
that what you're talking
mistaken,
about?
yes, that's who I'm referring to, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And when I went through and I looked up and I saw, like, there could have been factors beforehand to assist, but nobody took it serious. That is what I'm saying. Speak volumes on the topic we have today. Because again, they don't look, when they look at a Black woman, they don't look at us as like we experience the same pain as everybody else, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
And even if we go through legal services and try to say, hey, this was not fair, we're still not taken serious on that piece. So yeah, what you're saying, I mean, is wild that here it is, it's 2026, let alone here you were discussing Black women and health and also mental health and things of that nature. But there's other things that come along with this whole thing for it's racial. And it's like, why is it still this way? When
Yeah.
will they share or when will they understand the importance of health among everybody?
Yeah. And a lot of studies and things that they've done on medications and things
Uh-huh.
with women's health in general doesn't include Black women. And so um it's just sad that we get treated differently. Doesn't matter your education, doesn't matter how much money you have, your celebrity status. It's like all Black women um are being categorized in this as the same thing and not taken
Uh-huh.
serious.
Right.
It's sad.
It definitely starts also with like you say, education doesn't necessarily matter, right? When it comes to the grand scope of things, because we're going to be treated how people see us mentally, where
Uh-huh.
they started in the beginning, right? Before they even had that doctorate degree, right? But
Uh-huh.
a lot of the preventative measures can be taken in the beginning at home, in our own homes, right? And that comes from, or that comes with educating ourselves. Because yeah, you can have a degree, but do you have a degree in your biology? Do you know what this body part does, what this looks like, how this is supposed to operate? If something, pops up on your skin, or if your urine's not the same, right? We have to educate ourselves at home first. We have to understand how our medications interact with our bodies first. And that is where herbalism comes into play, right? Because people are just like, oh, well, I'll just take this medication. We'll go grab some ibuprofen off the shelf in a minute, real quick. We don't know what's in that. We don't know. But was the basics of ibuprofen, where did they have to get that medication from? They had to chemically alter that medication, but it had to come from what first? A plant, a herb, something, right? That's where all of our medications start before they even make it to a lab or a
Uh-huh.
shelf. And if we
Uh-huh.
just start and go back to what our grandmamas did, what we were taught way back when that we have lost knowledge of, we would then understand, okay, we don't have to always go to the doctor. If we adjust our diets the way that we need to,
Uh-huh.
a lot of the soul food that we were raised on, not, it tastes good. I mean, hey, I love
Right.
it. Don't get
Right.
me wrong. I'ma
That's
still eat
why
me some
that's why
chicken and shit.
I don't cook with pork. I alter it when I cook my collards. Maybe we use turkey wings, turkey
Mm-hmm.
necks. It
But
happens.
our
We can still
healing
eat.
starts, right, it starts from our food. It starts from what we take into our bodies, our herbs and things of that nature. So what we first need to do is absolutely educate ourselves holistically, right? Grab them books that you already like to read all the time. Understand what your granny was in the kitchen mixing up when she was like, "Oh baby, you got this cold. Take this." She wasn't telling you
Hot
just to take this.
toddies.
Do you hear me? For no reason. She wasn't telling you that for no reason. She was telling you
Mm.
that because it's held tried and true through the years, because that's what she knows. And we've gotten so far away from our roots that we depend on Western medicine sometimes more than we should. Again, Western medicine and holistic medicine go hand in hand. I'm never going to not say that. However, they don't care about us as much as we care about us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Tanessa, I want to go back a little bit. I want to know what drew you to doula work, and how does your experience as a Black woman shape the care that you provide to Black mothers?
Well, y'all saw my little munchkin running around here a little bit. So how did I come into doula work? Honestly, I came into doula work by being pregnant. I was pregnant, and I knew off the top that I wanted to have what's called a lotus birth. Right. So for those of you who do
Wow.
not know what a lotus birth is,
I
it
don't.
is I'll go ahead and let you know. So basically, it's where you actually keep the placenta attached to the baby after birth. It normally falls off in about a week, but you dress the placenta in herbs, and it will completely, it takes about a week, but you dress it in the herbs, keep it in a sack, all the nutritious herbs or herbs that you need to help it with not smelling so bad, to help it continue to have the nourishment that it needs while it's still attached to the baby's navel. Of course, the umbilical cord is the navel. It's where the baby receives its nutrients and everything while it's in the womb. So it still has spiritual reference or spiritual significance of keeping that placenta attached, is because now that the baby is outside of the womb, the placenta is the only thing that it knows and is attached to outside of that womb, and it's still got that reference to, its ancestors or our ancestors, and its comfortability, right? So that's pretty much what a lotus birth is. That's the spiritual part of the spiritual reasoning behind it, as well as part of the nurturing and nutritional reason behind it, is just to keep the baby familiar, and to make sure that it receives all of the blood and everything that it needs while it's outside of the womb to have that full care. All right. So I was doing my research. I've always been sort of a holistic individual as it is. I'm kind of the odd, the oddball, but the beautiful one in my family. So I've always naturally been drawn to that. And so I was researching that. And then about a year or two after my son was born, I remembered when I was in high school, I always wanted to be a midwife. Like I was in a class, it was like a dual enrollment class, and they showed a video of the labor and delivery. And I was like, "Ooh, I want to be a midwife." So I got to searching. I don't want to go the Western way. I don't want to do it the Western way. I want to get it done, get in there, get in the trenches, get in the field and do it. So that's how I came upon doula. I'm a spiritual person. So the first school that I navigated towards was Mama Glow. She teaches doula certifications. She also has a spiritual connection in and of that. So I saw it. I knew, here we go. Drop that money because it ain't gonna get nothing for free. Drop that money, and I started working as a doula. I've actually now been a doula for about 3 years, 4 years. And so that's how I came to being a doula. But during that route, I realized that, like a lot of the facts that you spit, women are Black women, BIPOC women, we're not taking seriously. We're thought to always have that high pain tolerance. We don't last in labor and delivery. We don't have a voice. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have a voice in society, let alone in that delivery room. Not all the time. We are not heard. We are not nurtured. We are not cared for the way that we need to be cared for in society in general. We hold up our society. We are the goddesses of our nation, but no one treats us with that care. No one treats us with that respect. So we have to start to demand it in some kind of way. And the only way that we can do that is to have other people to advocate for us sometimes. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's been my driving force of really just being a doula, because I'm a server. I love to serve and I love to care and I love to nurture. And that's what you do, or what we do as doulas, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And if I can touch one person and give them, one woman, give them the transformative birth that we're supposed to have, educate them, give them their voice. I don't do anything for you as a doula. I literally
Mm-hmm.
teach you how to stand on your own, how to stand on your own too, and how to advocate for yourself. I'm not here to speak for you. I'm here to show you your voice. I'm here
Mm-hmm.
to give you what you've been lacking. That's it. That's all. I'm going to show you and your partners and everybody how to hold you up so you can hold yourself up. I'm not here to take away your confidence. I'm here to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's
If
what
I can ask,
continues to.
oh,
Mm,
sorry. If I
go
can
ahead.
ask really quick, when it comes to the actual doulas, if you can break it down for people, and I thank you for providing information for us, like the Lotus. That's something that I found. I have 3 children. Everybody know I have 3 kids, but I wish I would have tapped more into, just the holistic and that spiritual version when it comes to having children. So considering I have 3, I could have experimented on one of them. I was gonna say ninjas, ninjas. I'm gonna say ninjas. Shannon finna put me on timeout after this episode. So
I
I
done
wish I
brought
would have
out
experimented.
the rough one.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's a no me. So that's what it is. So the thing is, I wish I would have experimented with one of them to where I could have, because I'm gonna be honest. With us though, the basics though, we feel like long as we breastfeed, we good. That's it. That's all it is. When the kid come out, they good. Just breastfeed, and if you don't breastfeed, just give them formula. It is what it is. But for you and being a doula, if you could break down a little bit more for us that role of the doula, and then also I recently found out that there's different styles, if that's true, when it comes to the doula, and if you can explain the styles.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So there actually are a million different kinds of doulas, right?
Okay. Okay.
But to break down what a doula is emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual support through your journey. So what we teach you how to do, is we teach you comfort measures when you're in labor, right? We will show you how to kind of get through the labor. We are there to help you move through any, not all, because you are also, if you're in therapy, sometimes you may need a therapist too, right? But we also help you move through any blockages that you may have spiritually, right? We are going to be there to prepare you for your birth, just about in every way. You know, we are not medical doctors. We do not give medical advice. Let me say that.
Hmm.
We do
Right.
not give
Right.
medical advice, but we do work in conjunction with your OBGYN. And if you are like, hey, I knew that, I don't know, I need to take this medicine, but I can't figure out what my doctor told me not to do, right? We can, hey, well, how are you feeling in this, right? We're here to catch some of those warning signs or those triggers, when you're not completely comfortable. We're here to teach you what those your birthing laws are, right? We're here to teach you how to create your birth plan. So those are some
Hmm.
of the things that we do. We help you with your birth plan. We help you with, laboring positions. We help you get the baby earthside. Sometimes we are also going to be your confidant. You may not have somebody that you
Hmm.
can lean on, during your you may not have somebody that you can lean on during your pregnancy. We're here to be your support through that, right? But we do not take place of your therapist. We do not take place of, your doctor. But that's pretty much the role that we play. We your best friend, your sister, your homegirl,
And that makes sense, considering that when we're pregnant and we are going to see our doctors, at the end of the day, to see the OBGYN, or they may go and do labs and do lots of other stuff, but when you leave, it's on you. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't have that ability to where I could call my midwife or my doctor after the fact to ask basic questions. So I guess
And
where
that's what we
that
do.
doula comes into place, you have somebody that can come. And then another question I have, and this is just for me personally, listeners may be like, dang, she ain't know that. This is just me personally. So considering that I already have these children, I didn't know that I had that option on doing a home birth. Okay. So to be able to say, I want to do this home birth and you come into play. And I want to give a major shout out, because I didn't know Erica Badu was a dude. Baby, to have her, that would be a total vibe, to be having a baby and
That
she in
would
my
be a
ear
vibe.
singing "You Better Call Tyrone" in my ear. You know what I'm saying? Support. That's
Erica
different.
Doula.
Yes.
Yo,
See?
yo.
Yes. So I guess more
yeah.
than less, if you could just spread a little bit light on your option, like if you could share people's option, they do have that option to do so, and then your opinion on them just doing the research.
So absolutely, you always in everything you want to do your research. Before I answer this question, I do want to actually track back and go into the different types of doulas, right? Because you did
Oh,
ask me that as well.
sorry.
So
Sorry, my
you're
bad.
good, you're good.
I'm
I
jumping the
can follow,
gun.
baby.
I got
It's
excited.
okay.
Wait, we finna have a baby. Sorry.
But the different types of doulas, you have fertility doulas. So these are going to be the doulas that work with you to do mostly womb healing, because a lot of the times when you have there absolutely can be medical reasons as to why you are not able to conceive. Do not get me wrong there. However, sometimes it's also going to be a spiritual reason as well. So there may just simply be something blocking you that you haven't yet healed from. And then sometimes you just probably ain't supposed to be having no baby with that man. I'm just telling you. But there are fertility doulas who actually assist you in getting your womb together, getting your womb space and your body space together to be able to prep and have the baby. Then you have just straight pregnancy doulas that are there that I'm only going to be with you through your first 9 months, or just your first 9 months. I'm not going to be there with you for the birth, but I'll get you through this, right? Then you have postpartum doulas. These are doulas who assist you literally aftercare. It's just straight up aftercare. I know that it's not my journey to be with you through the pregnancy or to get you together, but I'm here when you need to prep those meals. I'm here when some of them will go as far as cleaning your house. Some of them won't. You do have to look at the packages that the doula offers, right? But you have those postpartum doulas. There are death doulas. There are sex doulas. There are I'm actually studying to become a sex doula. Yes. So I am a full spectrum doula. So I handle everything from womb throughout the pregnancy, postpartum care, all of that. There are some that only focus on lactation, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but death doulas as well. And these are doulas that assist with transitioning from the earth plane to the spiritual plane, and that can be for little babies, because realistically that happens sometimes. We're only meant to carry a spirit in our bodies, and they may decide that they want to go back to the spirit realm, that they're not ready for this world. So now we have a death doula now enters, right? So there are all kinds of spectrums of doulas. Now, back to your other question, the types of births that you can have. Sorry.
It's all right.
So I don't know if y'all heard that.
No.
I'm a mommy and a doula. I know y'all heard me talk about my son. Okay, the different ways that you can actually birth. So obviously, we all know that you can birth in a hospital. Always not the safest option, but it goes seamlessly. I had a seamless birth in the hospital. For me, amazing. It was beautiful. My birth was amazing. However, it's not like that for everybody, right? Because you got some doctors who really don't care. Some doctors who just want to schedule C-sections and get you on up out of here when that's not really what you need, right? There are birthing centers. So there are centers that have been founded and developed simply for birthing. There's actually one that I do want to call out. I do not know the name, but there is one in Alabama that has opened up, I think, in the last couple of years. It is owned and operated by a Black woman.
Wow.
Yes.
We're gonna have to
But
look this up.
Yes, please look. And forgive me, I don't have the name, but it is a fully Black woman owned birthing center in Alabama. There are at home births, where you can go strictly, you can just give birth in your home. There's different kinds of versions of home births. There's a free birth where you birth with nothing but a midwife or no midwife at all, but I highly recommend having a midwife. And if anybody's looking for a midwife, Nar Sanders, great midwife. But
Okay.
yeah, so those are the different ways per se that you can have a birth. And I do want to touch on you saying you didn't know that you could have a home birth, right? These days we don't look at that as an option. But our ancestors, our great grandmothers, our grandmothers, that's how they gave birth. They weren't looking to a hospital. Previous to, I want to say, probably our grandmothers, doctors refused, doctors, not just OBGYNs, all doctors refused to care for any Black individual, not just women, in the hospital. As early as our grandparents. I want y'all to really take note of what I'm saying. And with the times that we're in now, could very likely be headed that way again.
Wow.
And that is why it is very important for us to start taking control of our own health. Women or men, and men alike. We got to know what we doing.
No.
Right.
We got to know.
Right.
But to bring it back, back around, we're gonna get it back. Excuse me, to bring it back around. Yeah, so just as early as our great grandmothers, they weren't even birthing in hospitals because they were refused to be seen. In Albany, Georgia, actually, is where, if y'all didn't know this, is actually one of the hospitals, the first hospitals that started reaching out and having, just women, Black women, what have you, to complete an actual birthing center for women. And they used a Mary, granny midwife, Mary, to formulate that program, midwifery program for the hospital. The programs, the design, everything that we use these days was built off a Black woman in Albany, Georgia.
Wow.
Big
That's
facts.
wow. I didn't know that. Right. She coming with facts too. I did not know that. I'm about to go look that up as well. Cause again, I mean,
Baby
that just
certified.
contributes. Yes.
I don't do look. I don't do this for kicks and giggles. I do this because I care.
Right.
I had to learn too. Okay.
Right.
We get
That's a big
educated
deal.
too.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Like, so those are the different types of births that you can give. So, I mean, just listen, home births were not that far off. That there was a time when that's all we could do. That's all we
Oh
could
yeah.
do. Our bodies
Right.
know what they're supposed to do. We just have
Well,
to come back to
consider
it.
what you share. I mean, I can't say everybody know I have 3 children, and I was fortunate enough to where I did have healthy births. Um, my last child, they did try to do the whole, doctor came in and was like, "Hey, we might need to do a C-section." But in my spirit, it didn't feel right. And at that time, I was living in New York, and I was just like, "Well, let me just hold off a little bit longer to where I didn't even have to." But just imagine if I would have gotten it done. Another thing that I was made aware of, if the doctor had something else going on or they had to be somewhere else and it was against their schedule, they were recommending C-sections, and still
C-sections.
to this day, based off of that, because they had somewhere to be, let
Mhm.
alone disregard, the further things that would come along with them cutting open the women in general. So I'm glad that I did make that decision to hold off on getting a C-section to where I didn't have to have that. Unfortunately, my mom did when she had my brother. I want to say this because his head was big as fuck. The reason why they decided to do the
Don't do your
C-section.
brother like
Uh,
that.
he'll be all right. Um,
It's like enough.
uh, that was back in '88. That was another thing too, where where again, like my mom do that, and just looking at her scars and things that, even though it's been years, 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 she still have issues
Mhm.
regarding having a C-section, to where it's
Mhm.
contributing to other health issues.
Mhm.
I do want to highlight and share with y'all my second birth, my ex-husband. This is when he was in the military. I had my middle daughter 20 years ago in Germany, Heidelberg, Germany, at the military hospital. And let me tell you, that military hospital, and because one of the women on staff was Black, African American, I did have the pleasure and the honor of having someone listen to me for my pain. And let me share with y'all what happened, okay? Because I like to share this story. I went in labor. It was early in the morning. I went in labor. I am happy to say I had my daughter, I think it was around maybe like 3-ish, after 3. But all of this time, right, all of this time, these hours I was in labor, and I want to say that they was like, "Okay, it's been so long, let's go ahead and do a C-section." In my opinion, I was like, it hasn't been that long. But I kept saying, "Listen, I'm in pain so bad. I just need to stand up." And they was just like, "There is no way you can stand up." I said, "Please, y'all don't understand. I need to stand up." And my ex-husband to this day will say, they pulled out somehow, and I didn't know this existed. He said it was a Jeep grill that they have, and they mounted it on the bed. So this is me sharing that they do have tools and certain things out there, but they mounted this thing on the bed to where I was able to stand up. And with me standing up, the pressure, I just had, it was so much relief to where I felt my daughter dropping out. Okay. So that was another story where I'm just like, there are tools and there are things out there. So do y'all think, based on the hospital and what they have available, if they don't have it available, they just resort to, this is what we could do, take it or leave it? What y'all think?
Absolutely. They do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's very wild. It is very wild, because especially with that story and seeing that thing that they mounted on the bed, I had never, no one ever
It's
taught me,
probably
told
a
me.
grip. Mm-hmm.
A grip. Is that, you
Yeah.
think that's what it is? Because
It
my
probably
ex-husband
so.
said it
It's
was
what
a
it's
Jeep
what it
grill.
sounded like.
That's
It
what he
probably
called it.
has like
He said it
yeah.
was a Jeep grill. A Jeep grill. That's what he said.
They there are just like, having, like I said, with a doula, we teach you comfort measures and different laboring positions and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a lot easier to birth. And listen, what I always like to say, how that baby got in there, how that baby coming out. Okay. You might have been on all
Yeah.
fours. You can birth on all fours. You can birth in a
Last
squat
tip.
position.
Right.
Yes, because birthing in a squat position, like in a squatting position or even on all fours with your knees turned in, I'm giving y'all some juice, okay?
Okay. Okay.
That actually opens the hips. It creates an opening and a passageway for the baby to come through the canal. And so it opens your hips up wider. And so it allows for that comfort on you and for the baby. Um, but yeah,
Wow.
and then they want us to birth on our backs. You see what
And
I'm
see,
saying?
that's
Like a
why
lot of
I
what
said it.
they do doesn't help us.
Right. Right. And that makes sense though, because again, once I was able to get up off my back and stand up, and they kept saying, no, that's not a good idea. But I was like, y'all don't understand. I know. Just please, please, I'm begging you. And they begged it. Y'all get out her refrigerator.
Yeah, I'm getting my nails. Listen, when Blacktivities, okay?
Blacktivities
We got a
going on.
kids play date.
Hey, look at my
We get
nails.
nails
Nessa, look
done.
at my nails. Look at mine. Look at
By
mine.
the way.
Hey,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. I see you. So yes, baby. And
Yes.
getting my nails done by a black woman.
Yes. There we go.
Okay.
Let her know
Keeping
she
that
want to
money
come on the
circulating in
podcast and
our
talk to
system.
us. If she want to come talk to
Okay.
us.
We gonna keep the money circulating in our community.
Yeah.
You hear me? That's
Yeah.
how we
Right.
build our community up.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, absolutely. The hospitals are going to resort to what they have available. Some hospitals will offer you water births. That's another type of birth that can be done. But I mean, that's another type of birth. Is a water birth. You do have your precautions with that. You know, you don't want to labor in water for too long, but you can,
Mm-hmm.
push that baby out in the water. Think about it. People are scared of it, but when you think about it, that baby is in water.
Yeah.
Like that is where your child is held in your womb, is in water. That baby gonna be okay when it come out and drop in some water. Get the baby on up out and it's gonna breathe,
Yeah.
But man, I love all things, birth. I love all things black women. Like I said, we are goddesses. We run this world for real. And it's about time we start stepping up and taking our position, right? We are the wisdom holders. Our wombs are wisdom holders. We hold the secrets to this earth. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, we do.
Yes.
Like we
Yes.
do, man. And our black men are supposed to be here to protect us, okay? Here to help hold those secrets, keep those secrets, uphold whatever visions and plans that we provide. And it's going to take education. It's going to take tapping into our ancestors and those ways, working in our communities to get us back to what we know,
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, this has been dope as hell. This has been dope. I've
Nessa,
learned. I'm sorry. Go
I got
ahead.
a
I've learned a
question.
lot.
Yeah, I'm fascinated.
Yes.
I'm thinking about Black women who maybe can't access or afford a doula. What would you say are the most important things that they can do to advocate for themselves before and during labor?
Okay. So first I do want to touch on being able to afford a doula. You afford a hospital visit, right? You afford an OBGYN, right? We as doulas are actually way more affordable than what you may think. It's cheaper to get a doula and a midwife than it is to go in a hospital and have a birth. We also offer sliding scales, right? Payment plans. Doulas, we are now advocating within the government to actually have insurance pay for the services, right? So we'll give you what paperwork that you need to be able to take that to your insurance provider, and you can receive your funds back for whatever you may have paid up front. Do not ever think that you cannot afford a doula. We are 100% affordable. Now, second part of that question is, what can you do if you feel like, hey, I may not have the money for this right now. I can't find a doula who's going to provide complimentary services. I provide complimentary services. I take on one complimentary client every 3 months, one a quarter, basically. There are other doulas who are even just starting out who will provide complimentary services, right? Because we all need to have our clients. There's a way. There's a way. Find a way. You can do it.
Right.
But if for
That's
whatever
good to
reason
know.
you don't, yeah, but if for whatever reason you may not know or have the resources, first thing you want to do is you want to look up the birth rights for your state. Okay. Know your laws for your state. Every state has them. Okay. That's going to be the one way that you're going to be able to advocate for yourself. Know the law, know the rules of the hospital or the birthing center or wherever you would like to go to give birth. Know your body.
That's
Know
important.
your body. Absolutely. You have to know your body in its normal state before you can understand your body when you have uh, y'all gonna get me. Y'all gonna get me. Our kids are not parasites by any way.
Right.
But when you think about it, now listen, when you think about your child and what it does, it eats off of you. It takes your energy. It
Facts.
takes the
Yes.
blood that you have. You know what I'm saying? Like we have beautiful parasites inside of us, right? So you
Right.
have to.
They're still parasites.
Yep.
I'm telling you, you ain't never gonna get rid of it. Okay,
But go
even when
ahead.
it's outside of you.
Go ahead.
But nah, but in all jokes and giggles, y'all don't be like, oh dang, she a doula. She
No,
got the baby.
no,
I'm your
facts is
sister. I'm
facts.
your
Big
friend.
facts.
Okay. But no, when you have a baby inside of you, your body's gonna be different. It's gonna move different. It's gonna make some noises that you don't know what's in you. It's gonna have some functions, okay? So know what your body is doing before you have the baby. And then there are books that you can read. A book that I always recommend. This is just for me because y'all told y'all birthing stories, but I ain't tell mine. I didn't actually want to. My first kid, I didn't want to go in the hospital or anything. I wanted to have an at-home water birth. I didn't get that opportunity. But I read Hypnobirthing. I forget who it's by, y'all. I got so many facts in this brain. I just let everything else go sometimes. But Hypnobirthing is a pretty good book. But read books. Read books to educate yourself on pregnancy, right? Know your birthing laws for your state. Know your body. Lean on your intuition. Lean
Yeah.
on your intuition. Lean on your womb wisdom, right?
Right. That makes sense.
That's really YouTube,
That's it right
baby.
there.
YouTube
Yeah.
University. I'm telling you
Right.
too, because there's so many doulas. There's so much information out there these days at our fingertips. And so like I said, the first place you really want to start is know your laws, because if you're going to advocate for yourself, you have to have the confidence, one, to do so. And you can't have the confidence if you don't have the education. And if you don't have the education, you can't do nothing.
Especially if you're at a hospital or you're trying to do something and you're like, look, I know this is what I can't do. And they're telling you no. By you knowing the laws and everything and having that education, that makes total sense. That makes total
Absolutely.
sense.
That's where we lack as a people, because listen, they say, what's that saying? If you want a Black person to know something, put it in the book.
Oh, if you don't want them to know
Yeah, if
something,
you
put
don't
it
want
in
them
the
to know
book.
something. Yeah,
Ah,
something like that.
Yeah.
I ain't have it right, but
Yeah.
y'all know what I'm
right,
saying. If you
right,
do,
yeah,
put it in the book.
right,
Pick up a damn book.
right.
Read. You know what I'm saying? You got to educate yourself. And that's really where you start. But I promise y'all, I promise you, you can afford a doula. You can afford a doula. there's so many of us out there in so many states. You can do it.
That's amazing. All right.
Yeah, that's what else y'all got?
Lisa, do you have any more questions, or are you
No,
ready for your
I don't want,
piece?
I'll go ahead with my piece. I don't want to take up
Okay.
too much time. If anything, I just want to maybe just invite Nessa, if you want to come back, and if we ain't got to talk about doula, if you want to just come back and just talk to us about any other topics we have, again, our overall goal for Blacktivities is to talk about our culture and how we can do better as, us. So, which is very important. So I appreciate you for coming on, man. This is so dope. I've learned a lot as always, just by having you on here. So I appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate y'all
definitely.
having me.
Definitely.
All
All right.
right.
So I do have a piece. That's
Okay.
normally what we do is we kind of transition to where I share a piece every episode. So I do something just very small going in based on the topic and theme. And with this one, this is called Dear Woman.
Oh
So
yes. Mm.
I'm gonna keep
I
it
can't
short.
wait.
Don't up. I'll be trying to act like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm just something
Hype
simple.
you
So don't
up.
boost me up.
Hype you up. Yes.
As y'all can see, I know her a little bit, not too much. All right. So this is called Dear Woman. Dear woman, you could be black if you want. I know you dealt with a hand far from emotions because it be Jack. Jack made sure you felt less than a queen, where the kingdom is highlighted for Epstein's, but yet we suffer. Far worse than they get the gist of the 1% melanin in your soul. And there we are, standing there on the stage. Even though our great grands look like a Jefferson, but yet we are forced to digress. So hallelujah, amen. The only way to acknowledge our progress is just to be. So excuse us while color meets other color to celebrate. We are far from more than amazing. We sit high where actions speak louder, so maybe our pain tolerance is higher. Just pay us. Pay us more than the attention, but pay us our damn worth. So it's okay. Dear woman, just be that woman, because you are you and we are we. Thank you.
Come on now. Yes. Come on now. And I didn't answer it, but yes, I would absolutely love, to come back and share space with you all. Again, I really do appreciate y'all having
Thank
me
you.
on, letting me spit.
Yes. It would be good to see her and KK go back and forth, because her and
Oh,
KK,
yeah.
y'all give them little energy, the same energy. So yeah.
Well, hopefully,
All
if you're still listening, it's because you enjoyed this episode. So we're asking you to click that plus in Apple Podcast or the subscribe button in YouTube to make sure that you keep getting these episodes. We also love hearing what you love about the show. So
Right.
in the comments, in the reviews, keep them coming. We want to hear it. And until we meet again, well, actually, let me pause. I do this every time.
No, you don't.
Tanessa, before
Oh, okay.
we let them go, can you tell us where to find you again?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram at Harmonia Sanctuary and Services. That is going to be all things doula. But if you would like to get to know me a little bit more personally, you can find me on Instagram at Mystic Maven 33. And then if you would like to find me poetically, you can find me at Maven Productions 423. And then for my skin and body care, and in all things herbal, you can find me at Tavern of Beauty. And all of that is going to be on Instagram. And all the same names on Facebook if you like me so much,
Yeah, we'll
but
be
yeah.
sure to put all those links in the show notes so y'all can get to it easily.
Right,
Oh
right,
yeah,
right.
I'll shoot them over. And thank y'all again so much. It was a
Yes.
pleasure sharing this space, sharing this
Perfect.
energy, learning, and being able to throw some knowledge out there. This is what I love to do, to educate and lift my people up. And I love what y'all are doing for the folks. And yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Good,
Thank you.
good, good.
You know what? I completely forgot our call to action for the culture.
Oh yeah, yes, yes,
Like
yes.
completely.
Okay. So how about
Oh
So
my
this?
bad. I done
I'll
made y'all
start
forget
out.
y'all whole script. My
no,
No,
bad.
it's
if
my
anything,
brain.
we
My
take
brain
it
is not
in.
working right.
No, if anything, it's just like we've been to we I'm gonna be honest. I learned a lot this episode. And so a call to action for the culture for other like women or other just black people in general, even if it's people that's, other ethnicities. I really feel like we should understand and know what's available to us, the resources, and understand our rights. So, my call
Mm-hmm.
to action for our culture is to do the education, like, Nessa was saying before, is to understand and at least know, and then you make that decision on what's your next step and what your beliefs are and what you want to do. So,
Mm-hmm.
let this episode be a part of your research. And then after this, do more. Go Google.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then go from
Mm-hmm.
there. Mhm.
My call to action for the culture is don't go into the hospital alone. Like
Mhm.
you need someone there who is advocating for you because there have been people in my family who things have happened. A friend of mine, her sister passed away because they gave her the wrong prescription or they gave her too much of the medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen things happen with my husband's uncle. Um it's just been numerous things that have happened in the hospital that
Mm-hmm.
if someone was not there to speak up for that family member, then
Mm-hmm.
they might have passed away.
Mm.
So you need someone there who is checking up on you, checking up on the doctors, the nurses, and making sure that everything seems right. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm calling the culture to do.
Mm.
Let's see. So my call to action for this episode would be, first and foremost, go to your granny. Go to your granny. Go to your granddaddy, right? Speak with your elders.
Yeah.
Understand your elders. You may not want to take the time to sit down with them all the time. We think, oh, they don't know what they're talking about, but they hold the wisdom of our ancestry. Understand? They hold the wisdom of who you are. They hold the blood that runs through you. Understand? So get with your granny, get with your granddaddy. Just sit down and talk to them and understand, what medicines did you use when old Johnny back on the block had a cold, or when his blood pressure was up. What did Sheila down the road or Granny May give them? Because that's where your medicine lies. Grab you an herbal book. Find an herbalist in your community. You may think that they them conspiracy theorists or them quacks, but that's where your medicine lies.
Right.
Understand eating for your blood type. Understand
Mm.
eating for your body, right? Understand, start looking at these labels and these things that you may think is organic. Start researching what you put in your body, okay?
Yeah.
And that's for everybody, not just us women, right? That's for everybody.
Mhm.
Just like you, Shannon, my grandmother had a plethora of issues wrong with her, and we realized that she went to the hospital for one thing, but the medication that they put her on ended up messing with her kidneys
Mm-hmm.
and caused her kidney failure, caused her heart disease, caused, like, these medications that they're putting us on are causing other issues. Whereas if we just adjust, educate ourselves, adjust our diet, start putting those herbs. Herbs is rosemary that you put in your chicken, and when you throw that shit in the stuff.
That's
Y'all,
okay.
I do this for real.
That's
Like,
okay.
that's a herb. Look up the benefits, okay? Look up the benefits of the herbs that you season your food with. We don't just do this for play. Like, this is your health, okay? That's going to be my call to action. Go to your ancestors, go to your grannies, grab you a herbal book, understand what medicines you can make in your kitchen, because it's not that expensive. Change your diet and do you, and
Wow.
be you, and step as yourself authentically in every space that you go into.
Woo!
Every space that you go into, be yourself authentically.
All right.
Amen.
That's it, y'all.
All right.
Yeah, y'all.
Well, I'm finna go snort a line of time, and I'll be back.
Oh my gosh.
I can't with you, man.
There's something wrong with you, girl.
Go ahead, dude.
Hey, this is a good episode,
Throw
y'all.
you some cinnamon with it.
Some cinnamon. I'm finna be in a mess up.
My cinnamon, baby.
Right. In there with garlic powder. They're coming up. What is you doing, baby? I don't know. I'm just trying something different.
But that's how you get it. That's how you get it done.
Yeah.
Try, baby.
All right. Shut it. Okay. So for the listeners, we're going to end this out. But I'm going to just let y'all know possibly the next episode I'm going to be on timeout. But I appreciate y'all for listening.
My bad for putting baby in the corner, y'all.
So, but yes. So.
All right. Until we meet again.
King and queens keep doing big things. Let's go. Bye.
Ooh. Love that.